What strategies do you have in place to support your own personal well-being and mental health? Now, I bet most of you are sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't actually know. It's so hard in a day-to-day, due to personal commitments, professional commitments, to carve out time for you to spend time focusing on you. Now, I've spoken about before about even finding 5 minutes to sit in the bathroom to do some doom scrolling. It is so important to have these strategies in place to support us, to help us cope. Even if you think that, you know what, I'm doing okay, I don't need something, I'm busy, there is just no time. I have spent the last year absolutely putting my own well-being at the very bottom of the list of priorities in my day-to-day life. I have been and have always been the biggest advocate for exercise. I've loved it. I've played rugby, I've rowed, I've done weightlifting, I've done the London Marathon. You know, exercise has always been so important to me. But last year, exercise is something which I didn't even think about. I just didn't have time to fit it in. I couldn't see how I was going to make it work. So this year I have made a conscious effort that I need to get exercise back into my life in some capacity. Now, the thought process behind implementing it is incredibly daunting, and I definitely had to give myself a very stern talking to and action it. So thanks to the persuasive nature of my mother-in-law, I have signed up to one of the local boot camps, and I probably, as you can tell by the state of me, have just finished one of their classes this morning. And the way it has made me feel, I can't put a price on that. This feeling that I get from having 45 minutes in a day to refocus my mind, to give me that basis of energy, enthusiasm, motivation to continue the rest of my day, it's priceless. I cannot tell you how glad that I am that I have actioned this for me, and that I have actioned this into my day-to-day life. Now, how you choose to do this, it doesn't need to be exercise. Whether it's the fact that you enjoy doing crafting, whether you enjoy going for a walk, whether you enjoy playing a musical instrument or singing, it is so important for us to make sure that we schedule this in our week or daily or weekly habits. It's so easy to put these things off and think, I'll look at it next week. I'll look at it next week, because next week never comes. I mean, come on, let's face it. How many of us have said, okay, my New Year's resolution is going to be this? How many of you have pursued this after the first hiccup? Very, very few. So if you can do anything for yourself today, it is to think about how you can structure your time to enable you to be able to find time to fit in something for yourself that you enjoy. Not that's going to benefit other people around you, but that's going to benefit you. Because the minute you start taking responsibility and accountability for your foundations of your existence, then you are in the position to start building up as to what it is that you are able to achieve. It's all well and good us going gung-ho. I've done it, it doesn't work. But without your foundations being stable, nothing else is viable. Nothing else is going to start to, well, I think it's probably saying nothing. It's not going to produce a long-term result. It might produce a quick fix, yes, but long term, you've got to think about where you want your well-being to be in 10, 20 years time. You need to live to enjoy living, not live to exist. And the only person who is able to action that and be accountable for that is you. So follow my lead. Honestly, you will not regret going out and actioning something for you this week. Something that will focus you to help and support you and your well-being, your stress levels, everything else which impacts you on a day-to-day basis. So on that note, I'm going to stop preaching. I'm going to go home. I'm going to try and attempt to sort this out and get on with some work. But I hope that whoever is watching this, and at whatever time of day you're watching this, that the rest of the day treats you kindly and that you treat yourself kindly.